Yes, as you guys can see, this is not Tekken 8. This isn't even Tekken 7. Tag 2? Nope. Gov, you couldn't possibly be crazy enough to be playing Tekken 6 in the Big 25. You're right, I'm not playing that. I'm playing an even older game, Tekken 5 DR. The reason I'm playing this literally 2-decade-old game? Because it's fucking peak, that's why. When I was like 6, I knew this game was peak. But there's another reason why I'm playing this game today, and you could probably tell by the title. Tekken 8 as it stands right now is a complete shit show. Probably the most washed game out there right now. Except, washed is a bad word, because like, even if you have a t-shirt that gets washed out in the washing machine, like you clean it so much that there's no color, there's nothing there anymore, you still have a t-shirt. Tekken 8 can't be washed because we don't have a playable game anymore. But wait, we got Quicksilver here, ready to give us an emergency patch to fix 2 characters in 2 weeks. Like, I haven't already seen 10 different infinites from 10 different characters on Twitter, and Clive has an unblockable full screen grab that leaves him at +3. But okay, there's this anime that I watch, right, called Shangri-La Frontier. For those of you who know about this show, you're probably gonna find this mad funny. But for those who don't, it's basically about a guy who's addicted to playing shit games, and he plays this one fighting game that's like riddled with glitches, so nobody except a bunch of weirdos play it, and they literally fight with glitches. Bro was literally playing Tekken 8. Imagine what a Jack 8 mirror match is looking like right now. Evo Japan 2025 has the potential to be the funniest Tekken event of all time, bro. I cannot wait for this company to showcase their amazing product and make all of the other fighting games look better. Anyways, this isn't really the topic of this video. What I want to talk about is why all the sweats and tryhards first enjoyed Tekken and why we all continue to play it, and why Tekken 8 is literally closer to being Street Fighter 6 than Tekken 7. I'm playing Tekken 5 DR right now, and if you've been paying attention, you will have noticed that I am abusing the living fuck out of Korean backdash in this game. And the reason for that is that you can actually move in this game. And for me, this used to be my favorite thing about Tekken. Of course I couldn't Korean backdash when I was 6 years old, I'm not knee, but I could do it somewhat in Tag 2, and even the movement in Tekken 7 is far superior to Tekken 8, because Tekken 8 is a steaming pile of dog shit that's been left in the sun for too long, become crusted over, and gotten eaten by a possum and then shitted out again. The fact that we actually had player expression through the use of movement to me is why Tekken made it as far as it did. When you're backdashing like this, your opponent is forced to use their brain, because letting something off willy-nilly is going to get you launch punished. So playing at ranges becomes super engaging. It's like you're always doing something and taking stuff into consideration. Backdash obviously isn't the only type of movement that is superior in this game. Sidestep is also far superior, and this is going to come as a shocker to a lot of new fans of Tekken, but there is no homing moves in this game. There's moves that track, but they are far and few between, right? Each character probably only has about a handful of moves that actually track decently, so there's no get out of jail free card for if your opponent is like fucking dancing around you. You can actively play defense with movement in this game. Like, you can even run into your opponent's face. Your opponent will likely retaliate because you're in their face and about to cook their shit, right? Sidestep, bang. The whole movement system just brings a whole different dynamic to the game that newer Tekken games just don't have. Even in Tekken 7, you couldn't do shit like this, and people like to call Tekken 7 real Tekken. Real Tekken died with Tag 2. Of course, this is only one aspect of the game that we came to obsess over so much that we didn't go outside and now women terrified. The characters in Tekken 5 DR are fucking elite, bro. Like seriously, look at this roster. Wang, AK, Jinpachi, Anna, Heihachi, Bruce, Michelle. This has got to be the best roster in any Tekken game, bro. And it's like, back in the day, every single one of these characters were unique. They all felt like completely different from each other. Completely separate entities, no similarities, except that they all throw hands. And even that's not true, because Hwoarang only does kicks. Every character in this game had strengths and they had weaknesses, meaning it was a completely unique experience every single time you played a different character. You cannot approach matchups in this game with one singular game plan. You need to play different for everyone because they all come at you differently, like a real fight. In real life, are you going to fight a 5'2" stocky demon the way you're going to fight a 6'7" skinny dude? No, you're not. And this is where Tekken 8 has cucked itself, because they've seen that casuals like free wins and find 50-50s to be the most entertaining shit ever because they're NPCs and GameStop workers. So they've implemented 50-50s onto every character. Because it's a no-skill tactic, it has become the best thing about every character. So every character's playstyle just becomes what is their best way to get off my 50-50 as much as humanely possible. Character identity isn't a thing in Tekken 8. In the new patch, they actively went out of their way to destroy character identity. Just take Steve for an example. Ducking 2 was like a move that wasn't really like a Steve top 5 move, but ducking as like a whole kind of serves a very specific purpose, right? You can go into ducking from stuff like 1-2-1, which also goes into peekaboo, or can have a final hit, or you can just sway all of this stuff. All of this stuff has different timings from each other, so occasionally you could whip out a ducking forward 2 to get a counter hit launch, or to catch a weird timing or something, or set up some other kind of crazy play because it's only like -2 or 3 on block or something. It was just a move that flowed well with the rest of Steve's offense, right? It was also good in combos. So moves that actually take you away from doing 50-50s aren't allowed in Tekken. So in Season 2, they made this move of forced Lionheart transition. You don't have any option to not go into Lionheart, nope. If you click this move, it is time to guess. You can probably imagine how lame that is, right? Steve's side sway stuff you can now block out of for some reason too, so it like removes the purpose of duck cancelling, which is like tech I guess that you use to make yourself safe in certain situations. It's literally Steve's identity, like duck cancelling is heavily a Steve thing, so they just remove needing to do that. If you need a duck cancel, just sway away. You're Ling now I guess. I haven't played too much of Season 2, but I'm pretty certain that's how that works now. So yeah, movement, character identity is something these older Tekken games did that just made them so perfect. The movement especially, because you would think that movement is like solely a defensive thing, but in these games, you can legit use sidestep offensively like how I described before, like it's perfect bro. Another thing you probably would have guessed by now is the sheer amount of options you have in every situation. So like what I mean by that is like, we have move A. In Tekken, a move can be checked by move B, completely countered by move C, or can be sidestepped or backdashed, if you get what I mean. Like for every move, there is multiple counters to it, or ways to check it. So the person playing offense has to get creative. They can't just click strong moves because you're going to get options selected all day, which naturally creates a more neutral focused game where you're playing footsies, you're feeling each other out, you're trying to implement mind games, etc. When it comes down to it, Tekken was always a battle of mind games, which kept you engaged the whole fight. Even something as small as the combos being shorter makes the game feel faster paced. There's no let up or time to gather yourself watching a rage art cutscene or doing a wall-to-wall combo, none of that. Tekken 8 has cinematics for heat burst, heat dash, rage art, and like 10,000 other moves in the game. All things you probably do multiple times in a round. As much as they look good, they ruin the game's pacing. It's just facts, bro. This game is so simple, bro. Like visually, it's just two characters throwing hands with graphics from 20 years ago. And this is genuinely more entertaining than playing Tekken 8 with all that budget because the gameplay is so good. I don't know why modern gaming companies forget gameplay is what actually makes their game. There is literally a reason why a game like, I don't know, Marvel Rivals is so popular right now. And it's because one, their devs actually listen to their player base, which at time can be to a detriment, but 90% of the time the dev team is just cooking. But two, they didn't neglect the gameplay. The balancing in that game isn't perfect to any degree, but the gameplay is so fun that we overlook those things a lot of the times. Harada and Michael Murray really thought they could put some makeup on a 2 out of 10 and call it a 9, bro. Nah fam, I wouldn't even take Season 2 for the team, bro. Fuck out of here. Anyways, I could yap all day about how I think that Tekken 8 is arse and how DR is superior in every single conceivable way, but I think I'll save that for another video. If you liked the video, remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that good shit. And until next time guys.